Wow, today we're on priority number 4. You should have seen the video I just did. It was incredible. I did priority number 3 again instead of priority number 4. I was talking how important family is, and family is incredibly important. But today we're on priority number 4, which is work and investments or money. So first thing let's talk about. If you want to be financially successful, there's one thing we got to do. That one thing is save 10% of everything you make. We have got to change our self-image. If we see ourselves as poor because we have no money, we're going to continue to see ourselves as poor. They do studies about people that win the lottery, and shortly after they win the lottery, they're worse off financially than they were before they won the lottery. So the very first thing we should do is save 10 cents of every dollar that we make. Now in America, we're really blessed with the fact that there is an IRA that we can invest money into as soon as we become of age where we have a regular job that they take taxes out. So really simple. Open an IRA. An IRA, there's lots of information on the internet about what IRAs are. If you work at a company that offers a 401k, you want to participate in it. You want to participate in a retirement account. Instead of thinking of it as a retirement account, though, you should think of it as a self-worth account, a financial self-worth account. Because if you got $50,000 or $100,000 in your retirement account, that's also your self-worth account. If you got $50,000 in your account, you can't say you're broke. Now, you might not have any money immediately, but you got money. So the very first thing is get into the habit of saving 10% of everything you make. Now, I believe that any job can lead to a better job. When I was 12 years old, I started mowing yards. And I didn't have the money to buy a lawnmower, so I borrowed my parents' lawnmower. And I went door to door, and I found people that needed to get their yard mowed. And a couple of times, the people said they needed to get their yard mowed, but they didn't have any money to do it. And I would mow their yard for free. And by mowing their yard for free, other people saw me mowing the yard. I had a sign, and I was able to get more lawns. When I was 16, 17 years old, we were mowing over 120 yards a week. We had a lot of activity going on. So wherever we start, the key is just to start. Okay, I've gotten 2 jobs with a broom. I've had over 29 jobs. Now, I'm the CEO of PaceButler Corporation and also the CEO of a couple of other corporations, but we don't have to have a lot of money to start. What we need to do is take massive action. Action, okay? Focused action to get things done. So with 29 jobs, I learned a lot of experience from a lot of different jobs. I started out when I was 14. When I was 14 years old, in Oklahoma City, at 63rd and Meridian, there was a barbershop. And they had a shoe shine stand. A shoe shine stand. Let's say it again. A shoe shine stand, okay? And I could get to keep all the money that I made. And back then, I think it was 25 cents for a pair of shoes. So I was shining shoes and people were paying me a quarter, but I was in a business environment. And I was learning. I learned from the barber. I learned from the customers. I was learning, and I saved enough money to be able to buy a motorcycle. I bought my first motorcycle, which was a Honda CLS 100. I think that's what it was. I know it was at least it was 100 cc's, and it even had a governor because they didn't want you to go very fast at 14. Well, with that motorcycle, it gave me freedom and mobility, and I could get around. I didn't have to depend on other people, and I could get a lot further than I could on a bicycle or walking. So the barber that I was working for moved to another location, miles away. But since I had a motorcycle, I was able to go there. And I didn't make much money shining shoes, but I had a great attitude. I did the job the way I was supposed to. When a customer came in, I took care of the customer, shined their shoes to the best of my ability, and I got a tip. One day, I got a call from one of my shoe shine customers, and he owned a restaurant, and he asked me if I knew anybody that would like to work in his restaurant. And I said, absolutely, I want to work in your restaurant. And he gave me a job as a dishwasher. 14 years old, washing dishes, going to school full time. In a very short period of time, the busboy didn't show up, and he asked me if I would bus tables that night. And I said, absolutely. So I bus tables instead of washing dishes. And if you've ever washed dishes in a restaurant, a full service restaurant, it's a lot of work. Your hands are, you smell like grease. Bussing tables is a lot better than washing dishes at that time. Then one night, the waiter didn't show up. And so when the waiter didn't show up, he said, "Could you wait tables?" I never waited a table. I'd seen it before because when I was bussing tables, I saw what the waiters did. They gave me a little tablet to write the stuff down. I started waiting tables. I started making tips. And that's when I learned about the difference between greed and ambition. I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video, because when I really understand the concept between greed and ambition, I started taking off financially. And so I went from washing dishes to bussing tables to waiting tables to night manager at 14 years old. So I started by shining shoes. Now I'm the night manager of this restaurant at 14. So I believe wherever you are, whatever job you're doing, do the absolute best you can, and then you will work up. We're going to go more in depth about how to become successful in business. I started my company with only $62.53. The American dream is still alive today. We can be financially successful. We can own a business. We can accomplish great things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I've done in order to get there. And you don't have to be in Silicon Valley, and you don't have to, all this stuff. Wherever we are, we can become financially successful. We can have a successful business. It starts with practical, simple things. You don't have to have a lot of money to make things happen. You can be financially successful. I went from nothing to being a multi-millionaire, and I want to share with you how I've really done it. This is not theory. This is what I've done. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.